Howdy ho, welcome. I'm actually recording on my computer this time, so you have a horrible downward angle of my face. Look how chubby I am. Look how chubby I am. Oh, I've got to start losing some weight. But nonetheless, welcome to Full Cell Sundays. This is a new segment. Or actually, it's like the only thing that's going on this channel at the moment. But anyway, welcome. You're probably new around here considering this is the second video. But every freaking Sunday, I talk about what happened last week in school. So I go to Full Sail University for that's the class I'm in right now. I'm currently taking creative presentation. I'm going to school for computer animation. They both start with a C. It's been a long day. It's been a very long, annoying, stressful day. Just bear with me here. So yeah. And I go on campus in February. So currently online classes, then campus. So you get like a general idea of everything that goes on and what to expect when you go to school. If you watched my last video, if you haven't, you should go check it out because I talk about applying and my thoughts on coming directly out of high school into college. Now, I didn't do that. I'm 22. I graduated high school in 2015. So it's been a while. But through my own experiences and opinions, what I think should happen, you guys can go check that out and also get an idea of like what it is like to apply to Full Sail and sometimes how stressful that can be. But anyway, week 1 of school for me started on September 30th. I had a lecture at 6 to 7, which actually ended up being 6 to 7:30. So I didn't get out as I planned. I didn't make it to the grocery store. I also had to drive an hour into town to get decent enough internet to go to that lecture. So these lectures are getting out pretty late. But nonetheless, we also have Friday check-ins from 10 to 11 a.m. I went to the first one of those. It was a something. And I thought I swear I read somewhere in the orientation that all of our assignments were due on Sunday. We have assignments also due on Wednesday, so we have 2 days after finding out late night what we're supposed to do about them. So you really only have like 2 days to get these assignments done, which has been a big troublemaker for me this week, which you'll find out about next week. But the first week, the basic general idea I can give of the first week was it was a mess. And there's a lot of like conflicting information that we're getting told from our textbooks, from the lectures, from the instructions on the assignments. It's very confusing, and it's just like even having my mom, who's a certified teacher, read over these information, like all the, instructions and information about it and all, she's still confused. So it's not an easy class. And I don't know if it's just like my laptop's dying. And I don't know if it's just like my teacher per se, or if it's every teacher at Full Sail. I don't know. And I'm not going to name my teacher because she is really nice. And I don't, want to name names anyway. Let me get my charger. Hold up 1 second. Booyah. Charger. But I want to keep it, anonymous and all that. So basically, for the very first assignment on Wednesday, we had a discussion post where you write one post about your history doing presentations. I'm homeschooled. I've done literally probably one presentation. I've never used PowerPoint or any type of software to make a presentation. It was hard to write any of these assignments about presentations. So I finally got one done, and I'm going to show it to you guys. This was my discussion post. I answered the questions, and then I gave a little story sort of thing about it and all. To me, presentations are full of information. Not really stories. I guess to a certain extent they are stories, which is what they're trying to teach us, is that a presentation is a story. I did not know that I was going to be taking creative writing and creative presentation. I thought this was going to be about, making presentations, but it's really more about crafting a story into a presentation, which is fine. I love writing anyway, but this has really put a damper on all of it. But this was my discussion board post about my history and presentations. So I did this, and then I had to give 2 replies to 2 other classmates. And I got that done, and I got 100 on this assignment. So, pretty happy there, right? Pretty happy. Oh, crap, I closed off the other one. Hold on, I gotta open that. I gotta open the PDF. Okay. And then we had another assignment due, which was for the final week. I actually wrote 2 papers on this one. One that was a story, and then as I read the instructions, and I had to go get my mom to read them several times, we didn't really understand it, but it was an analyzing 3 TED Talks. Analyzing. To me, that says, shut up. To me, that says, analyze these and determine the information in them that what made it connect to you. So it's like, okay, I can do that. No, I could not. So this is where I had another little problem, is you're supposed to have it resonate with you, because the book you're reading is called Resonate, which is about creating story-filled presentations. And I was like, okay, none of these are resonating with me. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And it's Friday. This is due on Sunday, which actually we got an extra day because of when classes started. So we actually had till Monday. But it's Friday morning. I'm in the live stream. I'm answering her questions. She said my name 6 times. And then at the end, I'm still like, I still don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I'm not getting anything out of this. So I message her, explaining that the only thing I can think of as the reason why I'm not literally feeling any emotion about any of these on subjects that I deeply care for and enjoy, and I'm still just sitting there and go, oh, that's really cool, that's some great information, but I didn't connect with it. And the only thing that I can think of, that my mom can think of, is I have Asperger's. Asperger's is a form of high-functioning autism. So it really kind of sucks in this sense, because it made it very hard for me to do any of this. Is autism is the type of autism I have, Asperger's. We don't pick up on social cues or how to convey emotions and whatnot, or at least for me, that's what it's like. And so I couldn't pick up on, like, what I was supposed to be feeling about these, presentations and all. And I'm like, what am I supposed to write about? I literally can't answer any of these questions. So it took a long time. So right after Friday's live stream thing, I messaged her going, hey, so I'm having trouble, and I think it's because of this, and I don't know, because none of these are, like, really connecting with me and whatnot. She messages back going, go watch this morning's live stream. I'm like, I was there. I messaged, you said my name like 6 times. There were only like 6 other people in the stream. No one else in this class is also named Hannah. So I'm like, what? What? I was there. I already watched it. And then she's like, write about why they didn't connect with you. I'm like, well, if I don't know why they didn't connect with me, how can I write them? Like, I literally said, these aren't connecting with me. I don't know why. And she said, write about why they don't connect with you. I'm like, I don't know. So it wasn't very helpful. So I still had to, like, figure this out myself. So I wrote a story paper after finally finding a TED Talk that meant something, writing about one that didn't mean something to me, but it did to my mother, and that's why I showed it to her, and that's how we found the other one. Then I also wrote about a certain little paper, well, not a paper, a YouTube video by Toon Ruins about autism in media, which is one of my favorite videos on autism in general. You should definitely go watch it. Toon Ruins is amazing. Like, it's the only video I've ever watched, but I love the video. It's so well done. So I wrote about it, and I'm like, I like this video because why? Oh, it's because, I have Asperger's, and, this means a lot to me here, and, like, I actually cried when I watched this video. These are certain things, aspects that stood out to me. So anyway, let me show you. So this is the first presentation on TED Talk that didn't mean anything to me, but I showed it to my mom and like it meant something to her. And this is the second draft. This is the one that I submitted because it was an analyze TED Talks, right? So I'm thinking information, right? Information. So I covered all of the questions, wrote it down all, dandy and all, and we had to list 10 skills out of all that, made it stand out to us. So I put, about this, and I added in my pictures, and I said, she mentions, her Doc Martens in her talk. I was like, I put a picture showing her Doc Martens and whatnot. So we had to add images to reference to our, text and all. And there's no word count. We don't have like a minimum or a maximum, which is nice. And then I listed the things that I admired or whatever. Then I moved on to the next one, which was hilarious, by the way. Z Frank's TED Talk on nerdcore comedy is hilarious. You should definitely go watch it. I listed that, and I listed, the picture that referenced to my text, what I was talking about, then the skills, and then finally I did the Tin Ruins, and I listed, why I liked it, and then I referenced the picture to the text, and then I added the skills and equalities. And I got my grade back today, and I got an 88 because it wasn't formatted, I guess, how she liked. Apparently, all of my skills and qualities were supposed to be at the end of my paper, which to me didn't make a lot of sense because I'm talking about 3 different things. So shouldn't those skills and qualities be right after I'm talking about that certain, thing and all? No, apparently not. They're supposed to be at the end. So I'm like, okay. And then she mentioned that I didn't list, my pictures didn't reference my text. And I'm like, where did you miss that? I literally talk about, like, how he was leaving, like, Zifrank, how he was leaving, information, but his slides said, so, like, the picture it shows, needless to say, I was able to leave my job. And the slide shows, what it really means is, I was laid off. So, I did reference that. I did on all of those. I referenced her Doc Martens. I referenced how I liked her, Tin Ruins, animation and artwork and slides and text and everything. And then I put a picture of it. But it's okay. 88 is still a passing grade. It kind of made me a little, I guess, upset to a certain extent because I did follow the instructions and I did get everything done. It just wasn't, I guess, to her liking. I don't know. She's a nice teacher. I'm having problems, I guess, on my end. I don't know. And I'm not going to go into, like, full detail of everything. I mean, I've already given mostly everything at this point. But, nonetheless, it's very interesting. And this current, it's Wednesday that I'm filming this right now. It's the 10th. So I'm already into the second week. It's actually Thursday now. But, whatever. And next week's video is going to be something else, too. I mean, like, well, I've got one assignment in now, and just from, like, Monday's lecture and whatnot, like, got 2.5 weeks left of this class. 2.5 weeks left. I just have to pass it. But, like I said, she's a nice teacher. It's just, I think, like, things are not explained well. Nothing coordinates. It's the way my mom puts it is this class needed to be 2 months long, but because this is an accelerated program, we only have a month to do each class. So you really gotta get into it. And to me, I'm like, people who have a job or, a family or something, like, I have a lot going on and it's really hard, but I'm home most of the time because I'm packing. But to people who have a job, I honestly don't see this as being feasible for someone to do online classes like this because the deadlines are very strict. There's, like, really no information and you don't have very many assignments, But you have a lot to do in those assignments. Especially this week. We have a lot to do in this assignment. And it's just, it's crazy. And then, like, the textbook we're having to read called Resonate, it talks about creating a story-filled presentation. I don't know if I already talked about this or not. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it again because I hate this book so much. It's the most boring book of my life. And it talks about making your presentations not boring. I'm like, how can you write a book about making presentations filled with story and emotion and all this? And you make this book go, I once had a dog, and that dog really liked me. The end. Well, even my mother, I gave her the book. I threw my phone at her. I was like, read this for a second. And she goes, what is this? I'm like, this is the book I have to read. Do not recommend. 10 out of 10. Do not recommend that book. Like, I mean, the lady who wrote it, like, it's got some good information in it, but it's the most boring thing in the world that I've ever read. And I've read a lot of boring books. Like, I would rather read a freaking math textbook again than read that thing. But nonetheless, that's the first week of class. And, yeah. I do hope you will enjoy me. I do hope you enjoy me. I really do. I want to make friends with everyone. I promise I have a sweet voice and a nice personality. Anyway, moving on. I do hope you'll join me for the next 2.5 or so years on this fun journey that is Full Sail University. So I know, like, this is a lot of negativity, and the last one was kind of like a lot of negativity, but all in all, I actually am enjoying this a lot. It's just really kind of annoying when nothing makes sense. I mean, it's annoying when anything doesn't make sense, but I actually am enjoying the classes. I don't think I'm really learning anything because a lot of this I already knew, but it's still fun. And we'll see what happens by the end of the month. And maybe what happens next month. So yeah. This is Mercy, and this has been Full Sail Sunday. And I'll see you next week.